Hi guys, this is Ashok.
And I'm Saurabh, and we are now going to introduce you to the world of OpenStack. Introduction to OpenStack and its components. Cloud computing. Cloud computing is a computing model where resources such as computing power, storage, network and software are abstracted and provided as services on the internet in a remotely accessible fashion. Billing models for these services are generally similar to the ones adopted for public utilities. On-demand availability, ease of provisioning, dynamic and virtually infinite scalability are some of the features of cloud computing. An infrastructure setup using the cloud computing model is generally referred to as the cloud. The following are the broad categories of services available on the cloud. First one, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and lastly software as a service.
Okay, let's talk about the OpenStack now. OpenStack is a collection of open source software projects that enterprises or service providers can use to set up and run their cloud compute and storage infrastructure. Rackspace and NASA are the key initial contributors to the stack. Rackspace contributed their cloud files platform to power the object storage part of the OpenStack, while NASA contributed their Nebula platform to power the compute part. OpenStack consortium has managed to have more than 150 members, including Canonical, Dell, Citrix, etc. There are 5 main service families under OpenStack: Nova, Swift, Glance, Keystone and Horizon.
Okay, now we go on to the architecture of a simple OpenStack. First, here you have a computer which is connected obviously to your LAN. Now from the LAN, the Nova API and the queue, they're all interconnected. Now the queue is the main hub for OpenStack. The queue is takes care of the Nova scheduler, the volume and object store, the computational forces, and it's also the back end of the Nova API. The Nova API is connected to the Glance API, which is divided into the Glance registry and the store adapter.
Okay, now we talk about the interaction between the Keystone and dashboard with the remaining OpenStack components. Here we see the interaction between the Horizon and the Keystone, where they have 4 components in between, that is the Nova volume, Swift storage, Nova compute, Glance storage. As you can see, there are bidirectional arrows between the components. The below diagram shows a simple representation of the interaction between the Keystone and the dashboard with the remaining OpenStack components. Here we see the Horizon and the Keystone interacting via the 4 components such as the Nova volume, Swift storage, Nova compute and Glance store. Now we will get into the functions and the features of the individual components.
Now we go on to the functions and features of the Nova API. The functions are instance life cycle management, management of compute resources, networking and authorization, REST based API, asynchronous eventually consistent communication, hypervision agnostics, support for Zen Server, XCP, KVM, UML, VMware, vSphere and Hyper-V. The components of OpenStack compute. Nova Cloud Fabric is composed of the following major components: API server, message queue, compute workers, network control, volume worker and scheduler.
Glance or OpenStack imaging service. OpenStack imaging service is a lookup and retrieval system for virtual machine images. It can be configured to use any one of the following storage backends: local file system, OpenStack object store to store images, S3 storage directly, S3 storage with object store as the intermediate for S3 access, HTTP. Functions and features. Provides imaging service. Components of Glance. glance control, glance registry.
We now go into the functions and features of the Swift. The functions and features are storage of large number of objects, storage of large sized objects, data redundancy, archival capabilities, that is work with large data sets, data container for virtual machines and cloud apps, media streaming capabilities, secure storage of objects, backup and archival, extreme scalability.
Now let's talk about the components of Swift. There are basically 5 components. They are Swift account, Swift container, Swift object, Swift proxy, and the ring.
Hey guys, this is Shivam Tripathi, and today I'm going to go through installation of OpenStack on Ubuntu 14.02.2 LTS. So let's start. First we open a Mozilla Firefox and we type OpenStack, and we open the first link that is www.openstack.org. So for installing OpenStack, we hit software tab, then we go to get started. There are 2 options to get started with OpenStack. Option 1, public clouds on the marketplace, which is paid version. Option 2, local dev environment, devstack.org, in which we need technical skills, and it's a free version. So we're going to install this version on our laptop. Then we click on the Run DevStack Quick Start. The following are the quick steps to install OpenStack. To download the DevStack tool, we need the command for downloading, which is git clone http:// I have already copied this, so you have to open terminal after this. Open the terminal by pressing Ctrl+Alt+T. Paste this command by right click and paste. As you can see, kernel code git is not installed, so I'm going to install it by writing this code: sudo apt-get space install git, and I hit my password. I enter my password in this and I press Y. It started installing. You can see the packages. And now we copy paste that command which we copied from that website www.openstack.org and press enter. To start installation, copy the code and paste it in the terminal. To connect to the database set, the password, which in this I am using my name. Our database vendor is Rabbit. We set the same password. For service authentication, same password is set again. For Horizon and keystroke, it's the same password again. Now you can see it started building a database connection. Now we need to wait for installation part of it. It took 30 minutes for me. I hope downloading will be fast for you guys. My internet connection is slow, so it took 30 minutes for me, but it will be fast for you guys. I'll fast forward this video because installation time is 30 minutes, so I'll be fast forwarding this video.
components in our
As you can see, DevStack user interface IP is ready, which is 192.168.2.3. Horizon IP is also available. You can check it in the picture. It's also available at 192.168.2.3. The default users are admin and demo. Password, it's my name, Shivam. And this is it. I hope you enjoyed watching this.
Hi guys, this is Abhishek Kumar from Computer Science Department, and I'm going to explain you the application and implementation of OpenStack using DevStack software. Okay, now DevStack is a documented shell script to build complete open source development environment. DevStack is designed for developers to test the OpenStack environment. Supported components are as follows, as you can see: base OS, database, queues, web server, OpenStack network, services, node configuration, and exercise. So in base OS, the OpenStack community has decided to run the DevStack software on these platforms. As you can see, Ubuntu, Fedora, RHEL, and the database are MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Rabbit, Cupid. Web server supported Apache. OpenStack network is Nova network and Neutron. Okay, the services provided by DevStack are as follows: identity, object storage, image service, block storage, compute, networking, dashboard, orchestration. In services, we are going to explain the networking part of it. Later stage, I will demonstrate the network in which instances are created. Now the node configuration is single node and multi-node. Multi-node is not tested regularly by core teams, and even then only minimum configurations are reviewed. Okay guys, now we're gonna implement the OpenStack software using DevStack. This is the login page for OpenStack, and the username and the password we have entered here. Go to sign in. Okay, this is the instance overview page in which you can see instances, vCPU, RAM, floating IP, security groups, volume storage, and everything is mentioned here. Okay, our main job here is to create instances. So first, before creating instances, first we'll go to the network part of it, and in network part of it, as you can see, network topology here, in which one public and private network is shown here. Now we'll go to the instances and we'll create instances. In instances, we'll go to launch instances. Now this instance page will come up. Now we need to fill the instance name, flavor. I'm selecting M1 Nano. Then instance count 1. Instance boot source, I'm selecting boot from image, and instance name 0. Now our instance is created. As you can see, instance name is test, instance image IP, and okay, now we'll go to the test. Now we'll see our instance test. Instance detail are given here, security group as you can see here, and now we'll see the log. in which all the information about our instances are given here. Now console window, as you can see, in which we can rectify the problems. OpenStack technologies. Now today's Folsom have released some of the OpenStack services like compute service, object storage service, image service, identity service, dashboard, network services, and also load balance service, data service, heat API, cellular meter monitoring and metering. And these are some of the releases by OpenStack. These are the few releases on which you can run OpenStack: Cactus, Diblo, Essex, Folsom, Grizzly. Okay, OpenStack community is very famous and a lot of companies are using this open source tools. Some of the companies are NASA, Dell, AMD, Intel, and many more. Okay, what DevStack is not. Okay, DevStack intended to allow you to deploy OpenStack in a production environment. The exact way you would deploy OpenStack in production, the way you do a full system qualification of your OpenStack work. Still need to test things using actual packages for your distribution. Okay, at last I'm going to talk about OpenStack, which is one of the fastest growing open source community in the world. And as you can see, 160 countries, 23,000, more than 23,000 people are involved in it, and supporting companies, 493 companies are involved in OpenStack, and 20 million plus line codes are stored. To get involved in OpenStack, just go to openstack.org and get involved. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video useful, please like and share the video. Thank you.